hip-hop culture with DJs, singing, graffiti art are expressed every day within the inner cities of America and the world. You are not doing hip-hop, you are hip-hop.
Oh man, it's Friday. And I am not going to stay here long with my monologue and keep you guys waiting because we have a special guest. But I do want to say this, as I was chatting with my sister-in-law and our guest, it is almost spring because the Hubs and I and a whole bunch of other people woke up to the 5 a.m. tornado warning. It is that time of the year. It is that time of the year. And I can tell you right now, if I didn't love this man, I still wouldn't be here dealing with these tornado warnings or all this other crazy wind. I wouldn't be here. But with that said, we're talking about some relationships today, a little bit of relationships, specifically with women. But I do believe it does impact every single one of us. So I'm going to play our fancy intro and we're going to get this party started. Good afternoon. It is Gwendolyn, G.R. Houston Jack. You are tuning into a live edition of Girl Listen, which means we are streaming live to LinkedIn and on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube right here, right now, hit that like button. Go ahead, do it. If you haven't, you can also subscribe. That would be great too. But we are prepared for a great conversation because, you know, it's Women's History Month. Although, truth be told, every day is a day to celebrate women, but that's just me being biased, but whatever. But it's also TGIFF. That G is Fire Fridays because we are back on Indie Soup Media. It is back. We're going to start here right now. We'll give ourselves a little bit of hour, and then we'll roll over to Indie Soup Media at 7 p.m. Eastern, so 6 o'clock Central. And then we are going to get into Girl Listen and Ladies Listen Up. Oh, we got some great stuff planned for you over there on Indie Soup Media. So be sure to check it out. If you're not following us there, you need to do so. You should do it. We have great content over there. So let me talk about who's in the building before I get too far. Shout out to my mama. She's always here. Gotta celebrate our family for supporting us. And David's in the building too. Good afternoon, David. Hello to you. So happy to have you here. I want to make sure that I leave time for this conversation. And before I go, there she is. There she is. There's my sister-in-law. Hello, ma'am. Shout out to you, Jessica. All right. Because I want to give us all the time for this conversation. Today's conversation is, as I think about it, we want to go from selflessness to self-sacrifice. Now, I don't want to say we want to go there. I am saying that some of us go to a place of selflessness to where we go to self-sacrifice. I don't believe it's healthy. We're going to discuss that. We're going to do it. And I want to say, with women specifically, we see it so often that a number of women put their entire self, their whole identity is in serving others or serving a relationship to the point where it's not healthy. Okay. Because I like serving people too, but we often talk about that airplane analogy. You know how they say if we kind of drop in space or what have you, and the mask coming down, you got to put on your oxygen mask first so you can help somebody else, because if you pass out, well, then there goes that. Yeah, it's that. But we have a guest today to help us get it together. Yes. Dr. Dale is my friend. She is our emotional intelligence guru. So whenever I have things that deal with emotions and me keeping myself in check, I reach out to Dr. Dale because she's good at what she does.
Gwendolyn, you can I just say I love all your infographics. Like, they're so cute, they're on point, and they bring out the message in such a way that words are worth 1,000. No, you don't even need words. Thank you. So glad to be here. Thank you for welcoming me back. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so this is your first time on the Girl Listen stage, but I will say this: Dr. Dale has blessed us with her knowledge on small biz bites, as well as Ladies Listen Up, because she is all-knowing, in my opinion, when it comes to emotional intelligence. So we often have conversations, like sometimes I have to give us a little pat in the back for not going out in these streets and cussing out people, because I have moments.
I think we all have had those moments.
Yes.
We all. And if you haven't, then you're not human. I'm going to honestly say, put on the right. Yes. I love what they said. Balance. Yes. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
So let's get to it. So here's where this comes from, everybody. Dr. Dale, and let me say this too, she is on LinkedIn. She is also on YouTube. So follow her there, connect with her there as well. So Dr. Dale was leading a discussion on her channel, and we got to talking about women and making time for themselves. And I said to myself, we don't have all the time on your show to have that conversation. We don't have it because it's that much. So can we just start with the superwoman complex? Because we've seen it. I mean, I know I've seen it.
I've seen it. I've done it. I'm a little guilty. I'm a little guilty of that.
Yeah. I've done it.
And for those that don't know what it is, or wondering, because people have different definition for understanding, it's a set, based on Webster, it's a set of attitudes and behaviors that can lead women to feel pressured to excel in all the things and in life, at your job, at home, at your church.
Yeah. Let me, since we're sharing today. We're sharing today. And I want to make this known. It's not just a romantic relationship. You can see this play out in your friendships as well. Because I had it in my friendships. I've had it somewhat in the family dynamics. I've seen it there with myself and others. And just like there is, in my opinion, there is this message to women that we should be able to do it all. And oftentimes, there will be another woman who will shame you when you say, I can't do it all and I need help. Which is, it's like, you know what? I appreciate you being able to do all of this and wear the badge proudly. One, I don't want to be worked like some mule, but then two, it's not fulfilling because you give and you give and you give, and at some point, your vessel is empty. It's empty. So the whole idea of always showing up to every party, supporting every event, remembering every birthday for every person in your friend group, and then when it's your turn,
nobody show up, nobody wish you happy birthday, nobody even checks in on you simply to ask, how are you feeling? I haven't heard from you in a minute.
Yeah. And I just thought, let me go. Since I always use myself because I don't mind putting my stuff out in the street. I don't mind it. But I remember, like, there was a point where I thought I wanted kids. I don't have any natural children of my own, but I got some babies. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I wanted the kids. And there was this conversation in my head where women have to make a choice. You either go for family first and career, or you go for career and then you delay the family. If you go career and have a family, it is super hard for you to be here at your job and then here with your kids. And I remember my boss, when her daughter was like, it's my recital. She's like, well, your dad is there. Yeah, but my dad's not you. And I'm thinking, how do you manage all of that? Like, how do you manage all of that? And I thought watching her, she did a pretty good job. But then there's this other woman, and I'm not saying this with judgment, so hear me clearly, everybody. There's this other woman who doesn't, God, this is going to sound awful, but it appears that she doesn't have her own identity. Mm-hmm. And so serving everybody becomes her identity. She lives for it. Am I saying that right, Dr. Dale? Am I saying it right?
So she's living her life through everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then,
yes.
Then you can if that's the case, then she can honestly say she don't know herself.
Yes. That may be the case too. Because
go ahead.
I'm trying to, because so this is Gwendolyn looking for the gracious words. So If I say something, people, and you feel offended, clearly the shoe fits, but don't feel offended.
Just honest, open conversation here.
I know it's an open. We have to have a space to have these open conversations. It's okay to stumble, right? It's perfectly fine, because how else do we learn, right? I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But there is a place where I feel as if there are some women who were caught between two stories, programs, whatever you want to call it. And there was a time where women, all we had was to be at home and to be the provider, be the caregiver. And then there are those of us who came in between, where there was the freedom of getting education and maybe still being a caregiver, but I don't have to do that because I have options now. And so for those who were caught in the middle, they never figured out where they fit in, because you had one school telling you should be a mother. Why don't you have kids? You're clearly not marriage material. Like all these things of what you're not. And it's all tied to serving somebody else.
Yes.
Now my mom would tell you, I got a bad attitude. They were surprised.
My mom would probably agree with you too. They
were surprised that I got married. It was the miracle wedding. You know, I'm just saying, because like what man's going to marry a woman who doesn't want to have kids, who wants a career, who wants to do blah, blah, blah? Like, who would want her? And so I believe there are still some women who put all their eggs in the basket of, I am Superwoman. I can do all the things. I never complain. I give to everybody. But, times are different now. Like, times are extremely, in my opinion, stressful.
100%.
I don't know how that can ever be fulfilling.
And to think about it, whoever this person is, or this may be a bunch of people out there that's actually living their life through other people, that's all fine and dandy. But my question to them is, what would happen if those people are no longer here? What if they all move you, like say they don't want you in their life anymore? Like, not saying that they die or pass away, but what if they don't want you in their life anymore? So what do you do with yourself?
That, because if we use the mother relationship, there's a point where your kid grows up. Now, I don't want to talk about some of these kids, because some of these, that's a different day, Dr. Dale.
That's a different conversation altogether.
Not today's thing. We're not going down that road, but there is you know what, we could tiptoe, because there's a place where your child should grow up and be able to be on his or her or their own. And you have some parents who are still supporting, because I am Like that's my role. Let me get some of these content. Hold up. Danny is here. Hello to you, Danny.
Hi, Danny.
That part.
She's like that part.
Jessica says, I show up for people who show up for me in overgiving too much into people that don't try or do the same in return. It's got to be a healthy balance. Got to be valuable perspective. Thank you, David. Isla is here. And yes, a strong man would appreciate this strong cup of cappuccino, which I know is, well, actually it's more like espresso.
I remember, and I'm sure other women can probably that got married would say, you know, I had my mother-in-law, she used to ask all the time, baby yet?
Okay, yes.
Baby yet? And I know that she's coming from a loving place, but that was the progression, right? She saw 1 year pass, 2 year pass, 3 years, and we're 14 years in and still no baby. Over time, after having conversations with her, because I was all about my career and growing and studying, and that was my focus, right? And now my mindset now is, now I can probably have a baby. Because I did but I wanted to do it when I wanted to do it. And it was a turnoff for me coming from Honduras and seeing how, that mindset of you have to be in the kitchen. You're the one that has to cook. You're the one that has to wash the kids. I didn't want that for me. That's me. I saw other siblings and I saw other friends and family members that did that. I didn't want that for me. I needed to have somebody that was a partner next to me, pushing me forward in all the things that made me happy, right? And ergo, at the end of the day, making, the relationship better. And that's what happened with my husband. He did exactly that. And he even pushed me in a way that I didn't even think I needed. I was like, we can just probably do that. And he was like, no. What else are you going to do? Are you going to get another certification? Are you going to go on this trip? Are you going to build your business? Like he started having those hard conversations with me. And not until he started having those with me is when I started, well, maybe I do. Huh.
Yes.
But he had to see that. He saw that for me that I didn't even see for myself. So I had somebody that saw more in me that I saw in myself. So yes to the baby, but when I was ready. Maybe yes to this relationship that is probably not serving me right now. Yeah. And I know it's not serving me. And I knew it's not serving me. So at what point in time are you going to wake up and walk away?
Walk away. Yes. Because this is not just the typical spousal relationship or parent-child. We're talking friendships too. Because in all of these dynamics, somebody can be giving everything. And shout out to my sister who is here. I like how my husband, he's pretty good. He balances me out because I'm like, I'm like, hey. He's on the other hand, he's more of a muted, mellow, what kind of so let me bring this up. And I know again we're talking about women, it can happen to men too. But why is it so easy for women to get lost in everyone else? Now, somebody would probably say, well, women are natural nurturers because they're mothers. Now, I'm an auntie. I got mad auntie vibes. Like, really. I mean, here's how bad it is. People can have a brand new baby, okay? If it's not a brand new baby from my family, I don't want to hold your kid. I am not attracted in any shape. I'm like, no, I'll pass.
Some people are, right? Some people are, right?
Yeah. You're like, you don't want to hold it? I don't need to hold your baby. No. If it's not my grandbaby, okay. No.
I think some women as well they feel obligated based on how, that's what my mom told me. That's what I saw my mom did. That's what I saw my parents do. And I guess, and that's what they nurture within you as well as you're growing up. No, girls don't do that. Girls do this, boys, let them go out and play. You sit here, you need to clean the house and all this bunch of stuff. Right. So, yeah. So they grew up with that and they see that and it's fine for some if that's working for you. But if it's allowing you to sacrifice who you are, where those people leave you and you don't know who you are without them, that's a question you need to kind of face yourself in the mirror and ask yourself those hard questions.
We really are living in a different time. Now, hear me clearly, people. When I say living in a different time, I'm looking at what options are available to us. There was a time where people could only get with people in their immediate reach. Technology has changed all of that.
All of it.
The sky is the limit. We don't have to travel far to do stuff. We're having a show virtually. You are on the East Coast. You still in Florida, right? You still in Florida?
Yeah.
Right? You're still in Florida. I'm over here in Tejas, right? So, there was a time where if you could travel to some place, you couldn't participate. Canva put out their invite for the Canva Create in, I think it's like in April or is it May?
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, and they were like, if you want to come, you can come. But if you can't make it, you can still make it virtually. I was like, well, I don't know if I can make this. Let me go ahead and put down virtual. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to miss out nowadays just because you can't physically be there. So the options available to us, they're not what they were, we'll say even just 10 years ago. We don't have to go back that far. Technology has really given us some options. And so for some people, I believe it is really, I want to use the word really, it may be difficult to imagine a new path, a new journey for yourself.
Yeah. And it's showing up. So if you're having an internal monologue with yourself and you're constantly fighting with, should I do this? Should I go? Should I come? All of the what ifs, and you're this constant indecision. That's your inner, your emotions. They're telling you don't necessarily agree with it. I can't tell you how many times I've been in workplaces around a table in meetings where I did not agree with the conversation or what was said or how it was said, and the discrimination and I didn't say anything. You can drink on that.
You know what, there's a reason why I don't have the job I had today.
And I within myself, I felt like no, I'll bite the bullet and sacrifice myself for the team and stay and do this and do that. And when I went home, I cried because I wasn't true to myself, and I'm like, I should have said something in the moment, and I didn't.
Oh, Dr. Dale. See, this is why I don't like talking to you, because you always bringing up stuff.
I'm sorry.
You always bring us up to the table. Shout out to my work husband, Ron Foster is here. Let me tell you.
Hi, Ron.
I think about the number of times I put myself on the chopping block at my old job. Because there were folks around me who wanted to ask a question, they had concerns, but would not do it. And they would say, Gwendolyn, this is happening. Gwendolyn, what about this? Gwendolyn, this is this. And I got so used to getting my neck chopped off when someone would say, are there any questions? Okay, so let's say that XYZ is happening, blah, blah, blah. And then afterwards, there would be this other conversation like, so is Gwendolyn having a problem? They're like, no, Gwendolyn has her stuff together. She was asked for somebody else. We don't know who she was asking for, but it's not her for sure. That we know. She's a Virgo. Hello. Got my stuff together. Yes, there are people, even in work relationships, who will constantly put themselves on the line, put themselves on the chopping block. And sometimes it works out, and other times it doesn't work out. And someone's taking the hit. It's like, why am I always taking the hit? Why am I always doing these things?
But if you're constantly the one pouring out and nobody's pouring back into you, then you got to pay attention to that. And I early in my relationship, that's something I had a conversation with the husband. I said, I feel like I'm the one constantly asking for us to go out and do something together. Why aren't you asking? Yeah.
There's that. We don't have time for the man brain and the woman brain.
Okay, so
you don't have time for that one, Dr. Dale. We don't have the time. I don't have enough wine for that conversation.
Okay.
Because trust over here, I have to be like, Mr. Jack, we haven't gone out in a while. we need to go step in, like we need to go do something. So it's like, well, are you asking me or are you telling me? I'm like, oh my God.
Here we go.
It's like, now I'm telling you, we are going here.
Yeah.
So there's always that. But you are correct. Women from a young age are taught what their path would be. And there is, and at this point, I'm not so sure it's intentional more than it is the way we've always done something.
So it's a habit now.
It's a habit now. So now you got to figure out, just like how you figure out, my mom told me that growing up that every single man, they don't care about you, every single one of them. I said, Mom, but you haven't dated every single person, every single man. And she's like, probably most of them. And I was like, okay, so you got to pick and choose. Did every single thing that your parents did or said to you, has it been true? Right? And then you got to pick and choose now as an adult. What are you going to carry with you as your values, right? What are you going to, this is what I believe, like, this is my religion. Am I going to continue the religion that my parents gave me, pass on to me, add that as a value for your life? Your value, what is it that you got to pick and choose? And the relationships that you have, friends, family members, whoever, you got to look at them and say, are they serving me or are they not? Ooh. She said, look, I don't know if all y'all worth all my good time.
And then, your body is speaking, and we talk about the book all the time, The Body Keeps Score. Your body tells you symptoms of when something is going on within you that you don't like or don't feel that is right, that you want to do something about. And it tells you. So, constant headaches, anxiety, you gotta, difficulty concentrating, focusing, sleep deprivation, you neglecting your personal needs, and I'll take care of that later. Let me just go and do this thing for Susie. You keep on doing for Susie, and you don't know how to say no to Susie, and Susie keeps, when you need Susie, you can't find Susie.
Ooh, Dr. J, let me tell you right now. Oh my goodness, when I cleaned house in 2020 from those Susies who were, again, every birthday, every special occasion, like Gwendolyn, because Virgos are nurturing, I had all of my friends on the calendar. I know your birthday. I know your birthday is on it comes up a day in advance, right? Like, we are about taking care of people. I don't request it. I don't demand it. I just figure in a relationship, it should be balanced. And there was that year where I was like, these relationships are not worth the investment. They're not worth it. It's not worth the investment. It's not worth my time. We only have so much of it. So instead of me pouring into 5 people who didn't even like say, hey, happy marriage or happy birthday or whatever, like nothing. It's like, you know what? I wish you all well, because clearly we have come to the end of this right here. I'm over it. And I have lost nothing because I never had it. Just saying. And I'm gonna take a sip on that. The church gonna say amen.
Self-sacrifice. I love that. And that was a gem drop. So hopefully the person that needed it got it. Self-sacrifice should not be a badge of honor. Self-preservation is the real power move, if you ask me. Because you're shifting from over-giving to a balance of generosity, to creating a life where you can thrive, where you, instead of just surviving, instead of just pouring out. Lisa Nichols talks about emotional mastery, which is emotional intelligence, and she says that stop pouring from your underflow, or she said pour from your saucer. And I gave this an example on my podcast the other day, and I brought a saucer with a cup, and she said pour from your saucer. And if you know what a saucer is the little small plate, with your cup, your tea. And she said pour from, she said give them that saucer and you take your cup, because if you give them, you should say they can have the saucer, so because the saucer is overflowing with whatever it is, right? Honey, milk, wine, whatever you want to put in there, and then this cup here is for you.
Mm.
She said, because if you decide to give from this cup, because your saucer is empty, now you're going to give them this cup, what you going to have?
Hello. It's time for a realignment. Before we, hey, shout out to Dr. Tachi, who is here. Yes, David, Dr. Dale is dropping the gems, as she always does. See, that's why I invite her, because she's got like all of it, right? Jessica says, "Come on, sis." And hey, we have to really stop and look at all of our relationships, every single one. And as you were mentioning, Dr. Dale, how do we take off the self-sacrificing badge? How do we start that?
Self-awareness. So recognizing when you are giving beyond your capacity, right? So once you know that, you got to know when you're giving beyond your capacity. So for example, I told a friend of mine that I was going somewhere with them, you know, and this happened just yesterday, and I didn't wake up in my usual mood, you know, glass half full, you know, ready to rush into the day and take the day by, you know, the bullhorns. And I felt that within myself. And I said, man, I feel off today. And I told the husband, he's like, well, just take it easy. So usually when I feel like that, I just go slow. My head is, a lot of things are going through my head. So I stop and I go for a walk, and I just listen, just breathe, just take in, you know, I go on a beach walk, or just look at my favorite show for 30 minutes. I got to time it. Otherwise I'll be there all day. I read, you know, my book right now. The book I'm reading is Becoming by, you know, Michelle Obama. You know, I take my time because my emotions are so high, and whatever it is that I'm feeling, that I have to calm down. And whatever's going on around me with the people that are happening, but things are happening around me, I can easily snap or say something that is going to cause an unnecessary conflict. So I know that about myself when I woke up and checked in with me, right? So when that happened, I called my friend and I said, hey, unfortunately, I will not be able to go with you. You know, I'm sorry. And she, you know, when I told her why, she didn't necessarily understood at the time.
Yes.
Later on she did, but it didn't matter to me because I needed to check in with me.
Ugh. You know what? Okay, full disclosure. Dr. Dale and I did not work on our conversation beforehand. We did not. I literally just wrote down what came to my heart from the work I've been doing. And I know that Dr. Dale will always bring what she brings. And so beyond checking your emotional capacity, we want to talk about that. If it's not working, you just say no. Say yes to what is going to serve you. Say no to what is not going to work. See this right here. Right here, Dr. Dale.
Boundaries. Boundaries. So if you don't walk away from anything else from this conversation, emotional self check-in. You wake up in the morning, don't rush into the day. Ask yourself, how do you feel today? What are you doing? What do you want to do? How do you want to move? What are your intentions? So before you talk to the world, you talk to you and God. And I believe in God, whoever God you believe in, you know, but you check in with you, take care of you first. And then you're like, okay, let me tackle the day. But you gotta check with you first. And you got kids, you got family, you got you whatever, your husband, all of it. Everybody around me knows I don't like rushing into my day. I need to ease myself into my day. So if I need to get up 30 minutes before everybody else do, I need to do that for me, because that's my time. That's my meditation, that's my yoga, that's my workout, that's me.
Ooh, you know, I said it before, these are different times. Like, we have a different life program. No longer do we have to give up everything and put everybody first and then leave the scraps for ourselves. You don't have to do that. And it's not sustainable. That's my word this year. It's not, actually it's a phrase. It's not sustainable. It's a phrase. Okay?
Nope.
Take care of yourself. put your own mask on, make sure things are well. And, saying no to what's not going to work for you is saying yes to what will work for you. If you need time away because it's not working, then just say, you know what, today's not a good day. Because I can come. I'm going to cuss somebody out, but I can come. Do you want that? You want that, Susie? You have bail money, Susie. You got bail money ready.
So I tell people all the time on my podcast, I said the jail and prisons are filled of people that could not control themselves.
Yes. Ooh, we need to sip on that one. Hold on, Dr. Dale. Really? I mean,
learn to give from a place that doesn't deplete you.
There is a way.
There is a way.
Okay, so I'll share my story, Dr. Dale, because I know I told you earlier I wasn't going to share it, but I'm going to go ahead and share it because
maybe that's a spirit. It's leading you. Go with it.
It's I got up. So the other day I was up and I had to get my car checked first of all. And the young man at the spot, I don't know. It's the way he was looking at me. It just looked kind of odd. I got no problem doing eye contact, but then there's eye contact that's kind of like question mark. It was the weirdest thing. I thought, okay, maybe I'm just, maybe it's me, but sometimes your gut knows, right? So I go to the grocery store. They had, because this is part of the story, they had honeycombs for $1.79 with the digital coupon, but the coupon wasn't there. So I asked for help down that aisle. So as I go back down the aisle, there is this older Caucasian lady who's shopping and she just stops. Middle of the aisle, cart and all. And there is like a display on the right, so I can't just pass her. But before I could tell her, pardon me, she looks back, kind of scoffs, moves to the side and says, ugh. And I thought, okay, I don't know what's going on in the world today, but I am not here for it. So as I go past her, I'm sitting there and I am now marinating on her foolishness. And I'm asking myself, do I need to ask her if she had a problem? Do I need to ask her that? Do I need to acknowledge it? And then I thought, stop, Gwendolyn, stop. There is so much happening right now that we're probably all on emotional overload.
Yeah.
And so I caught myself saying, it's not worth the energy. It's not. Because I can match energy, trust. Virgos are also extremely petty people. We can match energy in the room. I got that every day. But then I thought, you know what? No. She's probably going through something. I don't know what it is. And I don't have to react to that. Like it doesn't deserve my time, my energy. It's not necessary. But I recognize, she's probably having some problems. So let me just
give her grace.
Let me woosah right now. I'm gonna get these honeycombs for $1.79.
Let's give her some grace.
Give her some
grace.
I was like, look.
There's a Spanish quote that says, "Cada uno es un mundo." Everyone is a world.
Oh.
And it's the same quote that says, treat everyone with kindness because you don't know everybody is going through something. And a lot of people just don't know how to manage and, manage their emotions. So it comes out in all of the ways. And I know there's a time and place for it, right? But you got to know, what battles, like you said earlier, is this the battle you want to fight right now? Here,
right.
This person, is that person worth it?
Yes.
Are you going to allow them to take you out of character?
Yes.
Give them that power. Keep your power. Keep your mind. Keep your sanity.
I immediately thought, okay, let's do a paradigm shift for those who have read the 7 highly effective habits.
Yep.
Seek to understand, then be understood. It's like, okay, let me just stop and what's the deal? I don't know what happened to her this morning. I don't know. I don't really need to know. But at the end of the day, I have choices. I can either choose to go there with her, which goes where, right?
Yeah.
Where does it go? Probably somebody gonna be on the news.
I don't need you on the news for that.
You know what I'm saying? When we talk about self-awareness, I'm fully aware of who Gwendolyn is. Fully aware.
And the fact that you realize how you were feeling and you said what you said at the moment when she scoffed, that could have, you right there, you checked in with you. You're like,
yes,
lady, if you knew right now.
if she had called me a few years ago, it'd be something else. Hey, shout out to our friend Gary's in the building. Good afternoon.
Hi, Gary. I haven't seen him in a minute. Breakfast with
It's it is about grace, but it's choices. You know, when people say, I just see red. No, those are excuses. Excuses to not do better and to not hold yourself accountable. That's all that is. You have choices. You don't have to do what you want to do. You're choosing to do it. Trust. Everybody out there who drives, we all know if we could really go out and ram people like Mad Max, we probably would. But that'll get you in jail. And you won't have a vehicle to drive. So we choose not to run people over. These are choices.
I'm telling you. You want to be in control or you want to be out of control? Don't let your emotions and what you're feeling, what you're going through, handle and control how you show up. You take control of them, and how you do that is by recognizing, being self-aware, what you are feeling and what you are going through in the moment, and then taking a step back, taking that breath, right? And then that breath gives you a moment to realize, maybe she does probably need this, for you to kind of give them a one, but you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Because you're a better person.
You don't want to is this happening? Is somebody punking me? Because really. I was like, man, it's too early for that. It's too early in the morning for that foolishness. Okay?
And the way I grew up, Gwendolyn, I don't like, one thing about emotional intelligence that I love is that I grew up a lot of Caribbean folks and Hispanics, so they're passionate and loud and all of this stuff. So one thing that gravitated me to EQ, emotional intelligence, is the fact that you can say what you have to say, but you don't have to say it in the way that you're saying it.
Can we repeat that? Because people often say, well, these are the hard truths. It doesn't have to be hard.
Right.
You can be honest and you can be gracious and you can have a message with love. Stop the foolishness. You're choosing to be rude.
You are choosing to be unnecessarily nasty and rude and disrespectful. You don't have to say it in that way. You don't have to raise your tone in that way. You don't have to use all the profanity. You don't have to do that. Right now, at this point, you're just.
I like the vulgarity, Dr. Dale. I like sometimes people don't pick it up unless you put it down for them to understand where you coming from. You know what I'm saying? So. So I remember this person saying this, and I'm sure all of you have probably heard this, but you ask yourself 3 things before you share something, right? Is it true? Mm-hmm. Is it necessary? Is it kind? Mm-hmm. Right? Because if it's not necessary, then don't say it. It's not even necessary. If it's not true, then don't say it. If it's not kind, then don't say it.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I was talking to one of my therapists a couple months ago, and he said exactly that. I told him I wanted to tell my family member this thing that happened to me way back when. You think I should? And then he asked me that exact question. He said, do they need to know? Yeah. Is it for them or is it for you?
Right. Woo, Dr. Dale. You know what I'm saying? Like we have like a whole series we could go into some things. But I will tell for all those who are watching either now or in the replay, the homework I would give you if you find yourself in any of your relationships, that could be family, it could be friends, it could be work, it could be romantic. You got to ask yourself, and when I say romantic, yes, if you're married, whatever. You got to ask yourself, is this relationship worth the investment? Because if you're putting all in and you're not getting the same back, your ROI, you might want to check that. Check them numbers. That's all I'm saying. Because I cleaned the house and I have lost nothing because it was never there. You can't lose what you never had. Just saying.
My.
Take that to the bank and cash that check, kids. Cash it. Before we get out of here, because I knew we would go well over our time, but that's okay though, because this is a great conversation here. Yes, true, necessary kinds.
Yes,
because you cannot unring the bell.
Yes,
you can't unring. People say, I didn't mean to say it. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did,
because you said it.
I don't mean to be rude, but
the excuses. Stop the excuses. Again, I am fully aware of who I am. My siblings know. Definitely my sister. We didn't have a tussle or two. But there comes the point where you say, okay, let me just really think about what I'm about to say. And that pause, that silence, that's a good thing. That means you're thinking about what you're about to say. Let me think about it. Let me not, if I ask for grace, I'll say, hey, I'm about to say something, work with me here. Because
I do the same. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I do the same. Absolutely. And I ask the question, can I share something with you and be open-minded about it? Or I sit on, if I have to reply to a message or whatever, you don't have to reply right then and there. If you're not in the best head space, don't. Give it some time so you can marinate over it and figure out how you want to respond. That would serve them, and serve yourself at the same time, and be authentic.
Yes. I want to talk about one thing because we do have an event coming up. Dr. Dale, I'm going to throw it over to you. Will you please tell the people what you got going on?
My goodness. So yes, we have a women's roundtable. And as you guys can see, we have amazing expertise on the table. And of course, yours truly, Gwendolyn Houston, is a part of that panel. March 26, 2025, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can come. It's going to be live on all social. So follow me on LinkedIn. Follow Gwendolyn, because she's probably going to add it to her LinkedIn when she joins the live as well. So come be a part of it. It's women just like you capturing, the essence of empowerment. If you want growth, if you want, collaboration and connection, then we're going to be talking about, women in today's world and all the things that women are doing and all the things that they can be doing and all the things that is next for us and next for you, so that you can grow your career personally and professionally.
Yes, because we need both. People put a lot of work into the professional and they forget, well, you're a person too. You don't have two personalities. Can I just say that? Okay, so let me not open up the can of worms.
This is another conversation.
Because I hate when people are like, well, this is my work personality. Those are lies we tell ourselves to excuse the bad behavior. No.
I had a manager that told me that. She said, no, that's not how I am. I don't tell nobody. Nobody knows that I'm married or that I have kids, or that's none of their business. I mean, to each his own, but
to each his own. There's a thing for privacy. But when you were coming into a place and you want to be that person, you're like, this is my work, my work personality. Cut that out. Your values and what you stand for is at all times.
It doesn't change.
It does not change
where you are, because you are still. If you're there, it's the same.
I had a chat with my mother the other day. Now my mother, she's a retired minister. I would be one, but I cuss too much. But and maybe these kids might need a little cussing in their sermon, so I don't know. But when people see me, they often say, "Oh my God, I can feel your energy," because you are seeing God in motion. Okay? This faith, that is all the time. It's not when I'm here or when I'm there. It is all the time. That's why you feel the way you feel.
100%.
So we're not putting on airs here and then putting on airs. No, you are who you are at all times. Plain and simple. Now, if you got to put on different coats and things, and I got to ask myself, who are you? But that's a different topic for a different day. Lord bless Dr. Dale. We do it every time.
So now I got to invite you on my podcast so that we can talk about maybe that.
we can talk about it. We can talk about it. You know, I feel like I've been in my car quoting Pastor Jamal Bryant. Pull up on me. Pull up. It just cracks me up when he says it. I just love saying it. But yes, here's your homework. Make a list of your relationships where you think I'm not getting the return on my investment. Ask yourself, is it worth it? Check your emotional capacity, check your battery. Say yes to what's best for you. Say no to what doesn't work for you. And then do that check-in mentally, physically, emotionally. Check all of it. Because, hey, there's only one of you and only so much. Any parting words, Dr. Dale? Any more wisdom for the people?
There is Helen Keller. She said this quote, and I wanted to kind of share it with everyone in regards to your vision. Helen Keller, she's an activist, political activist, and also a disability activist. And she said she got a fever, and that fever made her blind and deaf, right? And she said, they asked her the question as it relates to her vision, do you think that being blind is the worst thing out there? And she said, no. She said the worst thing out there is somebody that has sight but no vision. Do you have a vision for yourself?
And we have so much. Again, I don't know what people's faith and whatnot is. It doesn't matter, because I'm always testify. The good Lord has mad plans for you, right? What is written for you is yours. All you got to do is show up.
100%.
That's all you got to do.
100%. Take the step of faith.
That is it. And those plans typically are bigger than what we could ever imagine.
100%. You just have to have faith. Have faith.
Woo! I'm finna pass the collection plate, Dr. Dale. I want to thank you. I mean, it is always a joy having you here. I don't know why I said 30 minutes. I know good and darn well we're going to do more than 30 minutes. I should know better by now. I should know better by now.
This was a pleasure.
I enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you for having me. This was just, we got together on a phone call and we just started talking, and the world is get to see it. So you guys are welcome.
I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in. David says, thank you, ladies. Needed message received. Of course, like I said, Dr. Taki said, wow, this is great. Danny said, it's a great show. We thank you all for tuning in and sticking here with us. Thank you all for being here with us. We sincerely appreciate it. If you have not, if you're on YouTube, hit that like button. And if you have not, you're on LinkedIn and YouTube, look up Dr. Dale. Is it Dr. Dale Reports with an S? Yes?
Yes.
I think I put it in our description box. So link up with Dr. Dale, subscribe to her YouTube channel. The woman knows all things emotional intelligence. She has amazing shows on there as well. And if you want to tune in with us on March 26th, be sure to do that as well. We'll be there. So thank you all for tuning in. We are getting all the love. My goodness. All right. So before I sign off, again, we will be at Indie Soup Media at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. I'm going to see you guys in like another hour. Until then, have a safe weekend. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you again, Chief.
Hey, it's G. Thank you for watching this episode of Girl Listen. Be sure to catch me every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And while you're here, I cordially invite you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you all next week. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you all next week.